All right. Okay, can you hear me? Testing? Okay, right? All right. Thank you everyone for coming to this session. I must tell, just now I was talking to Cherie. I said I enjoyed all the session very much. Okay, and because it actually shows our common experience over the COVID period. Yeah, and without further ado, I'm gonna bring you to the other corner of the world, not so far from Australia. Actually, it's actually far north in Malaysia. All right, in the land of Borneo, in Sarawak. I hope all of you have heard about the this particular place, and you have seen just a little bit of background on the university that I came from. Actually, I'm from Curtin, Malaysia, which is actually an offshore branch of Curtin University based in Perth. And this is the view of our main office, and we are a campus. We are actually the largest offshore campus of Curtin University, having around 3,000 students right now. And this is actually a reflective piece of what we think is one of the most important issue that online learning environment students are facing, which is basically the social presence and interactions. And this is actually co-authored between myself, Liu, and my colleague Farin, and we are both from the Faculty of Business. All right, moving on. As you can see, just a little bit of background of myself. Actually, I'm the Associate Dean for Learning and Teaching for the Faculty of Business. And being in this position is actually quite interesting in a sense that because you get a lot of data, all right? So when Malaysia was having the first lockdown in the mid-March, all of us are caught by surprise together with students. You know, um, we have, in fact, Curtin actually subscribes to an online platform called Blackboard Collaborate. Blackboard, actually, Blackboard. In fact, that this channel has been around for years, but no one is using it because we are so comfortable with face-to-face and all that. Yeah. So when the government imposed the lockdown, national lockdown, or we call it in Malaysia, this called MCO, Movement Control Order, on the 18th of March, the fact is the government only give us 1 day notice. Just imagine that, to prepare ourselves to learn new skills. So students also similarly the same. So what we did was, of course, we learned a very steep learning curve. And what happened was the staff, we are given a lot of resources to learn about Blackboard Collaborate. Students learn how to use Collaborate, Blackboard Collaborate, Webex, and so on. And we actually gather a lot of feedback from students. For every 2 weeks, we are communicating with the students to find out how they are, what are the challenges they face and what are the issue. And one of the main issue that cropped up was the feeling of being isolated. The feeling of being isolated, being alone, home alone, nobody to talk to. They've lost all the face-to-face contact with the lecturers, with their peers. So that is why I thought that this is a topic that we should, I and my colleagues and all in the faculty should actually explore. Yeah. So if you look at the literature, I just select a few key literature here to just give us a background. So you can see that the social presence, when I was Googling around, there's even a social presence theory, yeah, which says that this is a feeling of being there with a real person, which is crucial for online learning environment. But the next question to ask is there a real person online over the screen? That's the challenge, yeah? And therefore, when I look further to understand more about this concept, many researchers have done a lot of work, and this is actually this particular references by Lowenthal and his colleague. It's actually talking about the systematic review of the concept. And what the researchers have mentioned is that it is the degree of salience, the quality or state of being there between two communicators using a communication medium. So the keyword here is the degree of having the sense of connection with someone using the medium as a medium of communication. So in an online environment, so it is something like we are quite familiar with the e-learning. This morning, I've listened, this afternoon, I was listening to Professor Kate, and she was talking about the issue of distant learning and all that. So it is nothing new now, actually, the issue of social presence, but the challenge of ensuring that our students feel connected to us in an online environment is something new to all of us. Yeah. And I also referred to another article by Kaufman. So the researchers basically say that we as an instructor, we have to create an online classroom climate which promotes connection and rapport between the teacher and the students and between the students. And more importantly, mediated by an online medium. Yeah. So basically, these are some of the background that I have found. And more importantly, the topic today that I'm gonna share with all of you, actually, I assume that most of the strategies I presented is nothing new, but it's just that to reinforce what we have done. How do we enhance social presence in the context of Curtin University? The university actually promotes quality teaching, just the same like any other environment, whether it online or face-to-face. So another pair of research, this is in the context of Korea. So you can see that they say social presence driven by interactive technology results in better student satisfaction in an online context. So the keyword here to me is interactive technologies. So how do we make technologies work for us rather than we work for the technology? That's how the first thing I'm thinking of. And as I said, Curtin actually subscribes to this learning platform called Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. So to me, this is a very good platform that I'm very grateful that I'm able to learn this new skill in the COVID era, because some of the features in this Blackboard Collaborate actually enables us to do very good, whether it's synchronous or asynchronous sessions, whether it is live or recorded or what. So it allows, of course, these are common like audio and video, but it has a feature called raising hand, where the students can actually raise their hand, to catch their attention, because sometimes, of course, they can chat, but sometimes because we are so engaged in our teaching, we actually lose track of what is, in the chats. So when they raise their hand, and also in the Blackboard, there's a button they can express their emotion, They can show their happy face or gloomy or worry or fear, So if you have a chance, you can explore the Blackboard Collaborate. It's really a good tool. And on top of that, it also has a whiteboard that we can use. So it's just like a replicate of the whiteboard in the physical classroom. And we can also do polling as well. So we can ask a quick question: How are you? How do you find my teaching? And they can say yes or no and things like so. You can get how's the feeling, So and this kind of technological tool, to me, it helps us to engage with the students. And one of the best feature to me is the breakout rooms. To me, the breakout rooms is really interesting in a sense, because if we have an activity online that we want to do with the students, we can actually break them into groups, smaller groups, just like a physical classroom, and assign different assignment, different tasks for them to work on. So that is really good and powerful to me. Some other practices that I would like to share is, this is pretty common. I've checked the literature. They are being mentioned in many of the studies about social presence actually. Number one to me is of course there's no priority order in terms of which one is more important, whatever. But as an instructor, I would suggest that we should give an impression to the students that we are not a robot. We are a real human being over the other side, okay? So what do we do is normally we'll make it a point to actually switch on our camera, our webcam, and also upload our profile pictures, because it gives a sense of community to the students. And you see the way I present, I like to use the body language, hand gesture and all that. This is also, to me, a very nice strategy to show to the student that we are not robot, we are humans talking to them. And also the smile and all that. And I think being an online environment, in the beginning of the semester, is actually a good practice to actually give the student a very nice and cozy and sweet welcome announcement or letter, giving them and stating them the class time, the consultation time, and the learning tips. So this is really important for the students, because so that they feel that they are connected to us, we are approachable. If they have any problems or what, they can contact us anytime. Yeah. And I just want to share another practices that we did over here in Curtin, Malaysia, is we established WhatsApp groups for students, because for students feel at ease, because they are so, you know, the Generation Z and all that, they are very comfortable with social media. So the feedback from the student was they're very comfortable with WhatsApp groups. Of course, we set rules for them, saying that we are only contactable during office hours, you know, we will respond within 24 hours and all that. Yeah? So I've mentioned about raising the hand, and in Blackboard Collaborate, they have a feature called discussion boards. This is also very good in a sense. Students can pose questions and we can give feedback. All right, some other practices are, yes, I've mentioned about discussion forum and also Padlet. Padlet is also a very powerful software. Later I'll show you a picture where students can brainstorm and give their ideas on whiteboard. You can see the picture over here. You know, this is a typical marketing class. So students can write anything on board. And I was talking about switching on the videos and the photos, so they can see the expression on their face, you know. So this is something very, you can also see some features over here. This is my colleague Farine, all right. And you can see that I said just now the student can express their emotion is this button. Yeah, they can press this button. Yeah. So and there are many other features which I'm unable to show over here. And another thing I would like to mention is, as you know, that I'm teaching in the ASEAN context, whereby most of them are very shy in an open platform to speak up. You ask them to keep up, everybody keep quiet, you know. So one of the important strategy that we adopted, as I said just now, is the WhatsApp groups. And also inform the students that we are available for smaller group discussion. Yeah. So the one thing good about Blackboard Collaborate is we can actually set up sessions anywhere and anyhow we want, you know. So that's a very good one, yeah. And just that the last point I would like to highlight is that in an online learning environment, designing of assessment is critical in a sense, because the way we design the assessment has an impact on student engagement and the experience learning online. So just to share with all of you that at Curtin, Malaysia, a lot of, we have removed all the face-to-face final exams due to the COVID. And we have actually converted all the face-to-face to take-home exams, case study analysis, and where students are supposed to do more kind of like critical analysis and actually find an evidence base, find references to support what they want. So student feedback was they actually enjoyed, they actually gave us the feedback that we should have removed face-to-face exam in a major exam hall much more earlier. And they gave us the feedback that even after the COVID, we should continue with this kind of deep learning case study analysis instead of exams. Students do not enjoy exams. Yeah. So to me, as instructor or teacher, we need to develop an online presence, show that we are visible, that's key, and we are actively engaging with the students. So when we're talking about engaging with the students, we have to think about developing assessment or assessment which allow the student to be engaged with the material, yeah, and as well as give them opportunity to interact with their peers, and also with us. Yeah. And we need to be sensitive to the students' needs as well. And we need to offer an inclusive environment and without fear. Yeah? Some of the outcomes that we have observed is to our surprise that the attendance in the online classes are actually quite similar to the face-to-face. Yeah, in some classes it is higher. That's to our surprise. And then the passing rate is quite good, as well as the student satisfaction is actually more than 80% for many units that I see. Yeah, so it's quite positive feedback. And this is an example of the Padlet that my colleague have used. As you can see, so we actually encourage students to actually write anything that they have learned, and so that we can give feedback. So in a live streaming environment. And I myself have used a tool that we call as a group map. Yeah, group map is actually a tool that's subscribed by Curtin as well. And the other one is the other learning tool that we are using is the Webex, Web of Exchange, Webex. So Curtin also subscribes to that. So that is also a fairly powerful tool. So yeah, so these are the references, just a selected key ones that can help us in our understanding of the promoting social presence and interaction with students. Well, I guess that's all I need to say, and I'm very happy to engage further with any one of you who have similar interest to examine the idea of promoting social presence. Feel free to contact me, and I'm happy to work with all of you. Thank you very much, Sherry.